Selecting the right viewing angle for a concept drawing is a matter of answering two basic questions. How close should I be to achieve the best view of the subject? And how high off the ground should I be when looking at the subject? You should also include some environmental context in your drawing. Adding objects to the foreground can accentuate the drawing's three-dimensionality and help frame the image. Most concept drawings are illustrated from one of 3 points of view: eye-level view, with the scene observed from 5 to 10 feet above the ground; roof-level view, as if you were looking from a rooftop or bridge or while climbing a tree; and aerial view, a bird's-eye view from far above the ground. While looking at the different drawings throughout this course, determine which of the 3 view categories were represented in those images. The entire site and building configuration is displayed by viewing the subject from above. The height above ground varies according to the site size. More of the ground plane and site layout is visible when looking down at the subject from a height of about 15 feet above the ground. This is the most natural option for viewing a subject. A typical eye-level view is approximately 5 feet above the ground. Concept drawings should never be any larger than 11 by 17 inches. Drawing originals at 8.5 by 11 inches makes for easy copying, scanning, and archiving. At these small sizes, you can have digital color copies or high-resolution flatbed scans made of your drawings. Always keep high-resolution scanned copies of your drawings at various stages of development. The following figures in this drawing sequence illustrate the step-by-step process of creating a concept drawing for a restaurant. Step 1. Gather the drawing data. The original photograph was enlarged on a copier. A computer wireframe roughly blocked out a second-floor edition. The page of tracing entourage includes people, cars, and trees. Vellum was then placed over the enlarged photo and both were taped to the table surface. Step 2. Place and trace the objects. A felt-tip pen frame was drawn around the outer edge of the photo. Using a red pencil, the building outline and computer wireframe were added, followed by tracings of the car, people, and trees. Step 3. Complete the Redline mock-up. The building roof form, windows, outdoor dining area, second-floor terrace, stairs, and sidewalk were all roughed in with red pencil. The photograph was removed and a second piece of vellum was then taped over the mock-up. Step 4. First, trace the foreground. Using a Pentel sign pen, objects in the foreground were outlined first. Shading and shadow were not added until the entire image had been traced. Step 5. Complete the concept drawing. Completing the final 6 by 9 inch drawing involved adding hatching patterns to the window surfaces, a stipple pattern to the sidewalk and building exterior, and shadows beneath the car, trees, and people. Take your time drawing graphics and lettering. As with all drawing methods, it is very important to manage how much time you spend developing the concept drawing. Timing will affect the level of detail, coloring effort, drawing technique, and overall accuracy of the drawing. In some instances, you may choose to keep the drawing very loose and spontaneous. In others, you may elect to draw detail and line work with far greater accuracy and care. Understanding your audience and its expectations of the visual presentation will aid in this decision. Try to develop a technique you are comfortable with that also allows you to generate concept drawings in a very short time. You may be surprised how much your drawings are appreciated by clients and teachers as they become the catalyst for creative dialogue about design and process. Decide whether to use color or black and white during the initial planning stage of a drawing. That decision will inform your other choices regarding drawing size and materials, amount of detail and texture, and reproduction techniques. For example, if a landscape drawing is to be black and white, Tree branches and leaves should be more carefully drawn in with line work. The same drawing in color could employ coloring techniques to illustrate the foliage. This kind of simple drawing decision can amount to big savings in the amount of time and effort you invest in your drawing. Plan ahead. This 12 by 16 inch line drawing was composed so that it could be reduced and printed in a book. Hatching patterns help define building shadows and variations in the terrain. The darkest areas represent pine forests surrounding this alpine resort village. Because of the amount of detail in the buildings, the hillside and mountain slopes were left somewhat loose to avoid overwhelming the image. This color version of the same mountain village clearly shows the red and white color palette of the architecture and the lush green vegetation. Giving the mountain a blue-purple tone created depth. A dark shadow on the hillside above the town draws more attention to the village and less to the background. The Prismacolor pencils were applied in thick layers and blended with a white pencil to create a soft, mist-like character on the lower portion of the mountain. 12 by 16 inch permanent ink pen on illustration board with colored pencil. Prior to starting any concept drawing, it is beneficial to answer some basic questions. What is the drawing size? How much drawing time do you have? Is it a single image or multiple images? What is the drawing format? Landscape, portrait, or square? Should it be in color or black and white? Should it be drawn with pen or pencil? How much drawing detail will be included? What is the drawing's point of view? Eye level, roof level, or aerial?